Ladies and gentlemen, let's take a moment to appreciate something we often overlook: silence. In a world filled with noise, constant chatter, distractions, and a rush to respond, silence has become rare. But let me tell you, silence is not just a lack of sound, it's a powerful tool, a life-saving force. Now, why do I say silence saves lives? Because silence creates space. It creates space for listening, for thinking, and for finding clarity. Think about how much trouble we get into when we speak without thinking. Words spoken in haste can hurt relationships, escalate conflicts, and create misunderstandings that take years to repair, if they're ever repaired at all. But silence gives us the time to choose our words wisely. The power of listening cannot be overstated. Listening is more than just hearing words. It is an active process of understanding, empathizing, and connecting. In a world where everyone wants to be heard but few want to truly listen, silence becomes the foundation of effective communication. The ability to listen deeply is a skill that fosters trust, resolves conflicts, and builds meaningful relationships. When we listen, we give others the gift of attention. We tell them without words that they matter, that their thoughts and feelings are important. This simple act can have profound effects. Consider how often people feel ignored or misunderstood. A lack of listening creates distance, breeds resentment, and erodes relationships. On the other hand, when we truly listen, we bridge gaps, dissolve tensions, and strengthen bonds. Silence, in this context, becomes an act of generosity, allowing others the space to express themselves fully. Listening also requires humility. It means setting aside our ego and resisting the urge to interrupt, correct, or offer solutions prematurely. Too often, we listen not to understand, but to respond, formulating our next statement while the other person is still speaking. This habit turns conversations into competitions rather than collaborations. But when we approach listening with humility, we open ourselves to new perspectives. We learn things we might have missed and gain insights that can enrich our understanding of others and the world. Silence plays a crucial role in effective listening. It is in moments of silence that we process what we've heard, allowing us to grasp not just the surface meaning, but also the deeper emotions and intentions behind the words. Silence helps us resist the impulse to jump to conclusions or react defensively. It gives us the patience to hear someone out completely, fostering an environment where they feel safe and valued. Listening is not just about understanding others, it's also about creating opportunities for connection and growth. When we listen, we create a space where people feel encouraged to open up, share their thoughts, and explore solutions together. This collaborative atmosphere is especially important in times of conflict or crisis. A heated argument can often be diffused simply by listening. When people feel heard, they are less likely to escalate their grievances. Instead, they become more willing to engage in constructive dialogue. Moreover, listening is a skill that can be cultivated and improved. It starts with intentionality, making a conscious effort to focus entirely on the speaker, free from distractions, body language, eye contact, and verbal affirmations like "I understand" or "tell me more." Further reinforce our commitment to listening. These small gestures signal to the speaker that they have our undivided attention, encouraging them to share openly and honestly. The power of listening lies in its ability to transform relationships, diffuse conflicts, and create understanding. It is a silent force that speaks volumes, building bridges where words alone often fail. By choosing to listen deeply, we not only enrich our interactions with others, but also demonstrate one of the most profound forms of respect. Listening, when paired with the patience of silence, has the potential to save lives, sometimes figuratively, sometimes literally. The value of thoughtful reflection lies in its ability to guide our decisions, shape our responses, and bring clarity to complex situations. In a world driven by speed, where quick reactions and instant decisions are often celebrated, taking a moment to pause and reflect has become a rare yet essential practice. Reflection allows us to process information, understand the bigger picture, and respond with intention rather than impulse. Silence becomes the fertile ground where reflection can thrive, offering us the space to think deeply and act wisely. When we pause to reflect, we engage in a process of evaluation. We assess our actions, consider their consequences, and explore alternative approaches. This ability to step back and analyze a situation prevents us from falling into the trap of rash decisions. Many conflicts, misunderstandings, and regrets arise from acting in haste, without considering the long-term impact of our choices. Reflection provides the clarity needed to see beyond the immediate, helping us make decisions we can stand by with confidence. In moments of tension or conflict, reflection becomes even more crucial. When emotions run high, the instinct is often to react, sometimes defensively, sometimes aggressively. But these reactions, driven by emotion rather than reason, often escalate problems instead of resolving them. Taking a moment of silence to reflect allows us to cool down, assess the situation, and choose a response that de-escalates rather than inflames. This thoughtful approach can turn potential arguments into productive conversations and transform challenges into opportunities for understanding and growth. Reflection is also a tool for learning and self-improvement. By examining our past actions and outcomes, we gain insights into what worked, what didn't, and why. This process of introspection helps us identify patterns, recognize areas for growth, and make adjustments moving forward. Whether reflecting on a personal decision, a professional endeavor, or a relationship, the lessons we draw from this practice enable us to approach similar situations with greater wisdom and preparedness. Silence plays an integral role in fostering thoughtful reflection. In the quiet, free from the distractions of external noise, our minds can focus and explore ideas with greater depth. Silence allows us to tune out the chaos of the world and tune into our inner thoughts. It creates a mental space where we can ask ourselves meaningful questions. What am I trying to achieve? What are the possible outcomes? Am I acting out of alignment with my values? These questions and the answers they lead to provide the guidance needed to navigate life's complexities with clarity and purpose. Furthermore, reflection enhances our ability to empathize and understand others. By taking time to think about a situation from another person's perspective, we can uncover their motivations, feelings, and needs. This deeper understanding fosters better communication, stronger relationships, and greater harmony in our interactions. Thoughtful reflection is a practice that empowers us to lead intentional lives. It helps us move away from reactive behaviors and toward deliberate, meaningful actions. In the stillness of reflection, we find the clarity to make decisions that align with our values, strengthen our relationships, and bring us closer to our goals. Silence, paired with reflection, is not just a pause, it is a powerful step forward. It is the foundation of wisdom, growth, and a better life. Silence as a tool for inner peace and clarity is one of the most profound gifts we can give ourselves in today's fast-paced world. The constant hum of life, whether from work, technology, or the demands of others, often pulls us in countless directions, leaving little room for stillness. Amid this noise, silence becomes a sanctuary, a place where we can reconnect with ourselves, find calmness, and gain perspective. Silence isn't just the absence of sound, it's an active, intentional space where we can reset, reflect, and recharge. Inner peace begins when we allow ourselves moments of quiet. In the hustle of daily life, we're often in a state of perpetual motion, always doing, reacting, and responding. This constant activity can leave us feeling overwhelmed, stressed, and disconnected from what truly matters. Silence offers an antidote. By intentionally stepping into a space of stillness, we create the opportunity to calm our racing thoughts and slow the pace of our minds. This act of pausing, even briefly, can lower stress levels, improve focus, and restore a sense of balance. Clarity, too, thrives in silence. In the absence of distractions, our minds gain the freedom to think more deeply and creatively. Solutions to problems that seemed elusive often emerge when we step away from the noise and give ourselves time to process. Silence provides a neutral ground where ideas can surface and connections can form. It's in these moments that we can identify our true priorities, align our actions with our values, and approach challenges with a renewed sense of purpose. Beyond its practical benefits, silence also nurtures emotional resilience. Life is filled with highs and lows, and navigating them requires a steady inner compass. Silence allows us to tune into our emotions, understand them, and process them in a healthy way. Instead of suppressing feelings or being swept away by them, we can use silence to sit with them, learn from them, and ultimately grow stronger. This practice builds emotional intelligence, enabling us to handle stress, uncertainty, and conflict with greater poise and understanding. Another profound aspect of silence is its role in enhancing self-awareness. In quiet moments, we can reflect on who we are, what we want, and how we're living. Are we on the path that aligns with our goals? Are our actions serving our long-term vision, or are we being pulled by external pressures? Silence creates the space for these introspective questions and helps us recalibrate when needed. This heightened self-awareness not only deepens our understanding of ourselves, but also improves our interactions with others. Silence also cultivates mindfulness. It draws our attention to the present moment, grounding us in the here and now. By focusing on our breath, the sensation of stillness, or even the faint sounds of nature, we become more attuned to our surroundings and our inner state. This practice enhances our ability to live fully, appreciating the richness of life as it unfolds. In a noisy world, silence is not a luxury, it is a necessity. It is a tool for maintaining our mental, emotional, and spiritual well-being. It reconnects us with ourselves, provides clarity in the face of confusion, and strengthens our ability to approach life with purpose and intention. By embracing silence, we don't just find peace, we discover the power to live a more centered, focused, and meaningful life.